Today we're going to talk about another fun way that you can offer your art to your fans. Limited edition hand-embellished prints. If you haven't joined me before, my name is Sheila. I am the artist behind Another Brain Art, so please do stick with me as I go through some of the basic tips and the process it takes to get your prints ready to go and out there to your fans. There are a lot of different ways that you can get prints made, from the very inexpensive and less archival to the ones that are going to last for a really long time. The ones that I'm unboxing right now, they actually were ordered from Giclée today. You can get prints that are up to pretty much whatever size you want for the most part. The original was 12 by 16. I opted to go for prints that were 8 by 11. So you can see the difference in the size, a little bit of difference in the color. It's really a good quality. So I'm going to go ahead and get these ready to go. They are shipped flat, and you can see right now they have really good texturing. This is on the Studio watercolor. I did go ahead and only print 3 because I just wanted to keep it within my budget and my storage space. You always want to think about space when you're doing art prints and offering them to the public. You can do these as ordered. However, you are going to want to have time to have it shipped to you and to prepare it. Anyway, so I went in with the Winsor & Newton. It is their beautiful gold calligraphy ink. I'm just using a basic dip pen, and on the original I already had gold lines, but obviously they don't print that way. So I'm loosely following those lines. I did have to fight a little bit with the ink because you do have to shake it a lot, but that would be a really good thing to try with this. You can also try the Dr. P.H. Martin's Copper Plate Gold. That would actually work really well too. It doesn't have quite as much shine as this though. That's why I really like this gold. So you're going to go ahead and just take your print, pick out whatever details. If you don't already have gold, that's fine. You can add it, and just pick the spots where you think a little bit of shine would be good. You are making this a unique print. It is going to be kind of your own thing. And as you can see, I'm following only some of the gold that was already on the print. I didn't want it to be exactly the same. So like I did little lines on the eggs. I did a little swirl. Just trying to make it a little bit different. Your art, you're going to want to do your own way. If you want, you can even just do the border. But let's talk a little bit about quality while we look at this. Your fans are going to want to buy your art. Even if you're just starting out, you want to make it something unique. You want to make it something that they'll enjoy, but you also want to make it something that's going to last. I've seen people do prints from basic Office Depot. They just have pretty much like photocopies made. That's one way you can go about it. That isn't going to give you the same quality though. What you really want is something that's archival. It's going to be on good quality paper, and it's going to be something that they can display and keep. And you're going to also price it accordingly. So if you get something that's really cheap, you don't want to charge $16-20 or something from it with shipping and everything. But you also need to keep it within your budget. You can see here really good shimmer. I did do some splatter technique on it. Just make it your own, make it fun. And the whole point of this is for your people to love your work and for you to enjoy creating it. So do that. I'm going to show you, I only got 3 of them, as I mentioned. I plan to do a limited edition run of only 10 prints that are hand embellished from this particular piece. As you can see, I totally wore my gold. Don't do what I do. I'm a little messy. In this case, I'm just trying to take the dip out of the bottle with the ink. You can put it into a little dish. I don't really have one that's suitable for that. But I also wanted to try to keep clean because I don't want to ruin the print by getting stuff all over it. You can see on this one I'm actually almost done with this particular one too. I made it a little bit different. I did like little dots instead of lines. I want each piece to be on its own. I really need to go clean up here. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. Look at all that. So as you can tell, I'm just going to go ahead and set this one aside. I want to give it time to dry, so I didn't really want to set it on the other one. But I also need it out of the way of the third one. You pretty much have the picture by now, so I'm just going to do a very quickie look at this one and kind of move on. Keeping to the same kind of thing, following what I can. Obviously you can tell I'm not like 100% perfect or neat, but I loosely follow it. I did little squiggles on this particular piece. I decided to color the entire egg instead of doing little lines or spirals. The whole point is just to make it different and pretty. For your own work, again, just think about who's going to purchase your stuff. Do you already have a fan base? Do you plan to offer it in like an Etsy shop? Are you going to offer it at little conventions? Maybe you're bigger than I am by now. I don't know. But you can kind of take a look, see a bit of my process as I go. I like how these turned out. They're like really pretty and shiny. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next part. You can see all the differences, little dots and things, and little spirals and lines and vines. They're all mostly dry by this point. You definitely want to make sure that your ink is dry for this next step. I'm going to go ahead and set these ones aside. That way I just want to focus on one. I'm going to use my Micron pen. It is a .02. Again, just testing the ink there. But to make this unique, I need to actually sign it. I also need to number it. So this is the very first one I did. Therefore, it is going to be numbered 10 out of 10. And you have to keep track of your numbering. When I sell them, it's also going to be the first one I sell, all the way down to number 1. In this case, the original is never going to be for sale. It is actually going to hang in my office. So we're going to go ahead and finish signing these out. Get all 3 of these done. I'm going to clean up just a little bit because I don't really want to be messy. So I'm going to go wash my hands. And these are actually, they're acid free, all of that. Display boards that are purchased from clear bags. I got these many years ago, but they're really good. You also get the little clear sleeves that go with it. These are self-sealing. You just like rip off the tape and you put them on. But to keep everything easy to track, I may look at the number on the back, and I'm going to write that on the back of my board, just so that I have the piece matched to it. I don't have to take the piece out. Once it's in, it's going to be sealed, and I can prepare to send this to whoever purchases it. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and make sure you try to line it up as much as you can right now. We are going to have to fix that when you go to put it in the sleeve. Just make sure when you put it in the sleeve you have it facing the right direction. You really don't want to have to keep taking it out or changing things. Also, when you purchase your boards and sleeves, make sure they're the right size. This is a little bit off because they were originally purchased for the 8.5 by 11 pages. Some people will use like photo glue, the little glue sticks that won't harm it, to stick this to the board so that it doesn't come off. Again, these are signed on the back, so I didn't do that. Once you have it in, you're going to line it all up and try to make sure that you keep this as nice and smooth as possible. When you seal it, you can see that even through the plastic, you can see the shine. So it's protected, it's ready for shipping, but it's still pretty. And you just repeat that process for all three, keeping them as neat as possible. I do hope you found the short tutorial to be somewhat useful so that you can provide fun, fancy prints for your fans too. I do want to thank you for joining me, and you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you later.